1. Which type of file structure does Sass use to help organize code for large-scale projects? A. Modular file system with partials and imports. B. Inline styling method. C. Single global style sheet. Embedded CSS script. 2. What is the main advantage of using variables in Sass? A. To shorten JavaScript code. B. To store reusable values for colors, fonts, and spacing. C. To automatically convert units. D. To create media queries automatically. 3. How does a Mixin enhance Sass workflow? A. By creating reusable blocks of styling logic with parameters. B. By removing unnecessary code from CSS files. C. By automating image optimization. D. By importing HTML components. 4. In Sass, what is the purpose of the nesting feature? A. To increase the complexity of style sheets. B. To group related styles hierarchically for better readability. C. To reduce the number of selectors in CSS. To merge JavaScript and CSS files. What is a partial in Sass? A. A comment block within the style sheet. B. A file that holds reusable code imported into main style sheets. C. A data validation rule. D. A specific CSS selector type. 6. Why should an instructor include hands-on exercises when teaching Sass? A. To improve retention through practical application of syntax and structure. B. To reduce total class time. C. To limit exposure to theory. D. To replace written exams entirely. 7. Which Sass function helps with performing calculations on numeric values? A. Arithmetic processor. Built-in math operations. C. External JavaScript integration. D. Static unit converter. 8. What principle ensures that Sass curriculum supports learners with different skill levels? A. Scaffolded instruction and progressive difficulty. B. Exclusive use of expert-level content. C. Elimination of guided feedback. Memorization of syntax only. 9. How can Sass contribute to regulatory compliance in web development? A. By supporting maintainable code that aligns with accessibility and consistency standards. B. By encrypting user data directly. C. By replacing server authentication. By managing user privacy policies. 10. Which learning method best helps learners master Sass syntax and logic? A. Problem-based learning with project integration. B. Rote memorization. Watching unstructured videos. D. Reading documentation only. 11. When evaluating Sass learners, which assessment approach measures both theory and practical application? A. Performance-based testing using coding challenges. B. Multiple choice only. C. Peer review without criteria. D. Essay format only. 12. What is the primary function of the extend directive in Sass? A. To share styles between selectors for efficient coding. To remove unused styles. C. To compile JavaScript modules. To convert CSS into HTML. 13. Why is communication important in a team using Sass for a shared project? A. It ensures consistent naming conventions and code structure. B. It replaces version control systems. C. It increases file size intentionally. D. It allows duplication of variables. 14. How can mentors effectively teach debugging Sass code? A. By demonstrating error tracing and syntax validation tools. B. By avoiding the use of compilers. C. By assigning only theoretical lessons. D. By disabling source maps. 15. What is the benefit of using loops in Sass? A. To generate repetitive styles efficiently. B. To remove unused. To control HTML structure. D. To bypass the need for mixins. 16. What is the best way to ensure learners understand the Sass compilation process? A. By conducting live demonstrations of SCSS to CSS conversion. B. By explaining only the final CSS output. C. By using PowerPoint slides exclusively. D. By removing practice tasks. 17. Which teaching strategy best supports long-term retention of SASS concepts? A. Spaced repetition and practice-based learning. Isolated topic memorization. C. One-time lectures. D. Randomized exercises without feedback. 18. What is a real-world application of SASS for professional developers? A. Maintaining consistent brand styles across large websites. B. Storing confidential user credentials. C. Compiling JavaScript objects. D. Designing server endpoints. 19. How can SASS documentation be used effectively in an educational setting? A. As a reference guide to reinforce independent learning. B. As the only source of assessment. C. As a substitute for mentorship. D. As a grading rubric. 20. Why is version control important when teaching collaborative SASS projects? A. To track and manage changes in shared style sheets. B. To automatically compile SASS files. C. To replace manual syntax correction. D. To remove file comments. 21. What is the most effective feedback method in SASS learning environments? A. Timely, specific feedback on coding performance. B. Generic group comments. C. Delayed grading only. Ignoring syntax errors. 22. How can SASS enhance curriculum development in web design courses? A. By introducing modular design and reusable styling logic. B. By complicating traditional CSS. By replacing HTML entirely. D. By focusing on back-end scripting. 23. What does the add import directive in SASS do? A. It allows multiple partial files to be included in one style sheet. B. It executes JavaScript within the CSS. It creates a new HTML file. D. It stores color palettes externally. 24. Why is adult learning theory important in SASS instruction? A. Because it emphasizes self-directed and relevant learning experiences. B. Because it limits learner participation. C. Because it enforces rigid teaching methods. D. Because it eliminates assessments. 25. Which SASS feature allows conditional logic within a style sheet? A. Def directive. Import directive. C. Extend directive. Dip media directive. What tool compiles SASS into standard CSS? A. A SASS compiler or build tool like Dart Sass. A JavaScript parser. A JSON validator. An HTML formatter. 27. Which evaluation method is best for assessing a learner's SASS project design? A. Rubric-based peer assessment. B. Self-assessment only. C. Multiple choice questions. D. Random code reviews. 28. Why should SASS syntax be taught alongside CSS fundamentals? Because SASS builds upon and extends core CSS rules. Because SASS replaces HTML entirely. Because SASS works without CSS. Because CSS is no longer used in web design. 29. What is an ethical consideration in mentoring SASS learners? A. Providing fair feedback and access to learning resources. B. Favoring advanced learners only. C. Limiting access to practical exercises. D. Ignoring learner challenges. 30. Which SASS directive helps manage repetitive layout structures dynamically? A. At directive. B. At font directive. C. At doc directive. D. At rule directive. 31. Why is code readability essential when teaching SASS best practices? A. It improves collaboration and long-term maintainability. B. It increases file size. C. It limits use of variables. D. It hides mixins from learners. 32. Which principle supports curriculum alignment for SASS instruction? A. Mapping outcomes with professional competencies. B. Using random topic order. C. Ignoring learner outcomes. D. Excluding industry standards. 33. Which SaaS feature allows developers to manage theme variations efficiently across a website? A. Variable maps that store multiple theme color sets. B. Inline styling for each component. C. Repeated hard-coded color values. D. JavaScript-controlled CSS injection. 34. How can instructors motivate learners during SaaS courses? A. By incorporating real-world projects and peer collaboration. B. By assigning repetitive syntax drills only. C. By minimizing group work. D. By avoiding any practical application. 35. What does the each directive do in SaaS? Iterates over lists or maps to apply styles dynamically. B. Creates import statements. C. Defines new variables automatically. D. Deletes old selectors. 36. What ensures a SaaS-based project follows accessibility standards? A. Consistent use of semantic naming and color contrast management. B. Exclusive focus on layout aesthetics. C. Ignoring contrast ratios. D. Using only dark themes. 37. How can mentoring in SaaS projects improve learner performance? A. Through guided feedback and model-based demonstration. B. Through independent work without supervision. C. Through grading only. D. Through random code reviews. 38. Why should instructors include reflection activities in SaaS learning modules? A. To help learners connect theory to practical outcomes. B. To fill unused class time. C. To replace coding exercises. D. To reduce workload. 39. What is the advantage of using maps in SaaS? A. They store key value pairs for efficient variable management. B. They create grid systems automatically. C. They convert fonts to icons. They merge selectors into one. 40. Which professional skill is reinforced through SaaS collaborative learning environments? A. Communication and teamwork in code development. B. Memorization without practice. C. Solo performance under pressure. D. Copying predefined templates.